Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth, and I am so excited. I love recording this so much. I love this game, and I'm just so happy we're reading the whole thing again, and I'm so glad that I get to play this, so it makes me happy. Anyway, we're back. Victor's now living with us in the mansion. Yay! And we haven't met Saint Germain yet. Or number 1, Van Helsing. So excited. I love this game so much. The meal served in the dining hall of a very delicate flavor, which was certainly unexpected considering Impey cooked it. And actually, it is Impey. But because I subscribed to Crunchyroll and Funimation just so I can watch a lot of anime in both English and hopefully Japanese. And I'm hoping I could get Japanese subtitles or whatever because, I think it would help me learn Japanese better. And so I actually found the English dub of Code Rails, and I just wanted to hear the voices, so I kind of just watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch too much of it. And Lupin calls him Impey. But Impey I figured it was going to have more of an accent to it, but he's Impey now for us. That's how we say it, so oops! But Impey is definitely kind of more, he's very impish if you think about it, so yeah. Also, it is really weird because, I shouldn't have started watching. I shouldn't even watch just a little bit because I was like, yeah, but see, now I'm going to be thinking, thank God I kind of forgot because I was doing a bunch of other stuff and I only watched a minute. I don't want those voices getting stuck in my head. I want to do my voices the same way I normally do them, so, Although I'm still so fucking curious to watch this and it's killing me that I can't, but I'm going to start watching some other ones, so. Victor, Impey, and Lupin. It's been so long since I last had a meal with a group this large. You've only remembered 2 years of your life. Well, I mean, okay, we find out later about, what's her name? Elaine and Eddie, so maybe. I don't know. It helped me remember that eating with others can be fun. We all told each other about ourselves as we ate. Lupin is trying to find my father in order to prevent a large-scale terrorist attack. Impey is working alongside Lupin because he wants to go to the moon. Though it's hard to tell if he's serious about that or just joking. And Victor says he'll search for a way to cure me in exchange for helping him stay here in hiding. I'm with Lupin. I'm looking for Isaac, my father. There's so many things I need to ask him. Why is there a horologium in my chest? Why did I awake alone? What did Father want me to do? There's so much I don't know. And one more thing. I want to rid my body of this poison. I want to live as a person, not a monster. Father must hold the clues to making this happen. I'm going to tell you something. If in the second one, we don't lose the fucking poison in our body, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I know there's a third game, but I think that's definitely... I know the second and the third one are fan discs. They're just, to please us fans. And the third one I think is more like... It's like a Christmassy one. And it's more like, like a Christmas day, type of thing. So it's like a holiday day thing. And I'm sure it's short and it's probably not... this is really in depth. I don't think the other ones go far as much in depth as this. So there better be some fucking touching and it better be fan servicey. That's all I have to say. Because, God damn it, I'm gonna die. If we're 3 games in, I can't wait to touch them ever. I need closure, man. But anyway. After we finish our meal, Lupin says he's prepared a room for me and will take me to it. Since we have so many rooms, you're free to use any one you want. The owner of this mansion is a tad strange. He doesn't hire any help. Sometimes he makes us clean, but he does it himself. It's not that he's cheap, but it's more like a hobby to him. Of course, he can't cover every room in this place. That's why we can't use all the rooms. What are the rest of them used for? Mostly storage. He collects antique art. The place is full of stuff like that. Here we are. We enter the room. It's very soothing. The moonlight shines in through the window. And what's this faint scent? It's very calming. The room seems like a perfect place to relax. Lupin pushes a switch on the wall and the room lights up at once. What's that? These are gas lamps, like in the streets. They light up with a single switch. Most mansions in London are equipped with these. Wow, it's like magic. Oh, the bed. I've changed the sheets, so have at it. Oh, wait. How did you sleep before? The bed in the mansion had special sheets so my poison wouldn't destroy them. They were special, just like my clothes. So this bed would melt, obviously. My hair doesn't cause melting, so it will be fine if I sleep on my back. I see, but if you turn over, it'll be a catastrophe. Let's ask Victor tomorrow if there's anything he can do about it. Until then, just do your best, I suppose. All right, I'll try not to move. Lupin and I nod to each other. I spot a large trunk in the corner. Lupin, what's that? Oh, that's my travel case. This was originally my room. It's a very cute trunk. Do you think so? Well then, it's yours. Are you sure? Do whatever you like with it. I'm sure you'll gather some belongings while you stay here, whether you mean to or not. Suddenly, the trunk moves. It shudders again. We look at each other. Is there something in there? I was sure I emptied it. Let me take a look. I like how he's just like, I thought I took all my stuff out because your shit would be moving around. I mean, we know what's in it, but still, he's like, thought I took all those rabbits out of there. Like, what the fuck? Are you really? You're secretly a fucking magician, aren't you? I was sure I took that dove and that rabbit out of there. Like, why would the trunk be moving? Like, oh, because I left some socks? Dude, wash your socks if they're moving. That's scary. Like, Lupin reaches out to the trunk and cautiously opens it. Suddenly, a dog leaps out from within. Oh my! Huh. Did you fall asleep in there and the lid fell shut on you? You dopey animal. The small dog looks up at me with beautiful round eyes. What's this feeling I have? It approaches my leg. No, don't. I try to back away, but I'm too slow. The dog brushes against my leg. My heart begins to beat faster at its fluffy, warm touch. But... Lupin, get this dog away from me. I don't want anything to happen to it. If you're careful, you'll be fine. And this is great. It was starting to be a handful since it didn't like any of us. Really? We rescued it, but it wouldn't eat anything. It seems to like you for some reason. Why don't you take care of it? The dog barks at me in a friendly way. Then finally, I notice something out of the ordinary. The dog's left foreleg is mechanical and hisses with steam every time it moves. It's fucking adorable. And the top hat, I mean, obviously, but... Oh, that leg. I guess some heartless people did that to it. Imbe found it wounded. He got all upset and teary-eyed about it and managed to save it somehow. I'm sure he'd be pleased if you took care of it. I see. I gingerly pick the dog up. It'll be fine if I don't directly touch its skin. The dog stares at me as if seeing through me. Wow, it's being so calm. Imbe's gonna be so jealous. It didn't like him much at all. He was lamenting that all his love was just a one-way street. What's its name? Its name is Spacey. Imbe named it. Apparently, he named it after the Princess Elizabeth of Austria, famed for her beauty. But you know what a womanizer he is. Spacey, what a wonderful name! And her face is so cute, too! Yes, too bad he's a boy. I look back in surprise at Lupin, and he laughs heartily. After Lupin leaves, I don't feel sleepy at all, even after I lie on the bed. Spacey is curled up at my feet, and I can feel his weight on the mattress. I feel like I've lived more in the past day than in the previous 2 years. The armed men who invaded my old home, Lupin's shadow in the moonlight, I know, right? That was hot. Meeting Impe, who I'm still not sure of, never will be. Seeing London for the first time, the encounter with the very kind Victor, everything that happened on the road between Wales and London. Just by closing my eyes, I can make so many new memories spin about in my head. And then, my nervousness about not being able to move on the bed is pushing sleep further away. I hope I'll get to sleep before sunrise. As I lay there thinking this, Cece raises his head and peeks up and perks up his ears. Cece? Cece growls in response. He jumps down and dashes over to the door. It seems something's going on. Cece? I nervously approach the door. Do you want to go outside? It could be sissy. I mean, obviously, because, like, some people call girls that, like, sissy. But we already had this discussion. We're keeping it Cece, because that's... I quietly open the door. Oh! Cece quickly pushes through the gap and disappears into the darkness of the house. The hall's unlit. The moonlight comes in through the window, casting shadows. The silence of the night somehow reminds me of the mansion I used to live in. Cece, where are you? I start walking down the hall. Guinevere! I see a huge shape turn the corner at the far end of the hallway. It looked like a person in armor. Could that be the owner of this mansion? Lupin did say that he was something of an eccentric character. I quicken my pace to approach the corner and introduce myself. But... I turn the corner, but the huge shape is nowhere to be seen. Was I just seeing things? I look around and notice an open door in the row along the wall. Perhaps he went in there. I quietly approach, then enter. It's a huge room. It's furnished like the room I'm staying in. Could someone be staying here as well? There's so many books. Bookcases line the walls, packed with countless books. In a way, they remind me of Father's bookshelves, and I quickly feel a connection with this room. I look around, scanning the room, but there's no one here. More importantly, Cece isn't here either. Where could he have gone? I turn back to the door, thinking that I should continue looking elsewhere when... Oh, Saint Germain. Oh, you're so sweet. Until you start getting stabby. Good evening, beautiful lady. What are you doing up so late at night? I suddenly hear a voice from behind me. I know, and he's still fucking beautiful the first time you see him. You're like, goddamn gorgeous. Goddamn gorgeous. I spin around in surprise and see someone who appeared out of nowhere by the window. A calm, androgynous-seeming figure. The moonlight gives his skin a bluish glow and gleams off his eyes, which are always fucking closed until he gets stabby. With the city lights sparkling outside behind him, he looks very beautiful. Who are you? And how did you... Oh, did I startle you? I apologize. I do seem to go unnoticed at times. You must be the new tenant. Lupin has told me all about you. My name is Saint Germain. I'm honored by the title of Count in France. However, for the moment, I have the whimsical position as master of this estate. I warmly welcome you, Miss Spacey. He smiles warmly. So this is the owner of this mansion. You need not address me as Count, though. Just call me Saint Germain. Did you say you were from France? He seems to find this question funny. Yes, that is where I am currently from. Currently from? What is that supposed to mean? It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Spacey. Your arrival has been tugging at the threads of fate for a long time. Oh, see? See? It's like we don't pay attention, and now we're like, tugging at the threads of fate for a long time. See, we were like, that's just strange, but just let it go out of our head and should have been like, oh. What? I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm terribly sorry to have confused you. In any case, I welcome you to my home. Let us enjoy our time together. Yeah, before you stab me. God, you're pretty. He smiles. Perhaps it's the moonlight, or the lights from the city. I don't know why, but even though his smile seems welcoming and friendly, I feel a bottomless coldness. It's almost like looking at a smile on a painting, not on a real person. And again, the foreshadowing that he's basically just fake smiling until we see his warm, beautiful smile for real when we save him and he saves us. Oh. Although he's a little jealous, I mean, we kind of noticed that, like, I'm going to make you not think of them. What? Look, I love all of our boys. Don't be jealous. Stabby McStabberson. By the way, Miss Spacey, were you looking for something? What's the matter? I was looking for Cece. Cece. Ah, the cute little dog. Lupin did tell me that the animals seem to have warmed up to you. Are you going to be taking care of him? I'd like to try to do what I can. I see. I really wish we had done that from the very beginning, just like because he's the count. I see. I'm sure Impe will be jealous. But that is Cece's, whereabouts are unfortunately a mystery to me as well. I see. Maybe that shadow I saw has something to do with it. You saw a shadow? I saw something in the hallway earlier. It looked like someone in armor. Armor? I have no tenants in my mansion like that. And if one were to dress that way, I would think it would make a lot of noise. I haven't seen anyone like that. Lies. Liza Minnelli. I suppose I was simply seeing things. We can't be too cautious. I'm going to look around for a bit. Thank you for informing me of this. Oh, he probably didn't know, and he's like, Guinevere! Girl! Fuck you think you're doing? As Saint Germain turns to leave, I speak up. Thank you for allowing me to stay here. I hope we get along. Saint Germain turns back to me. It is my pleasure. I'm sure we'll be experiencing many things together from this point on. Oh. Spacey's man harem, yes. We'll have a busy day tomorrow. Try to get some rest tonight. I wish you a peaceful sleep and good dreams before I stab you. Never gonna let it go. Even after Saint Germain leaves, I stay in the room, watching the city lights through the window. Maybe the air of mystery that he left behind is affecting me. When I return to the bedroom, Cece is on the bed, breathing softly in his sleep. You came back. I sigh and lay down on the bed. Fatigue begins to set in, and I feel sleep beginning to overtake me. As I'm drifting away, I look out at the moon floating outside the window. What will tomorrow bring? It will likely be filled with things that I can't possibly imagine right now. I look back on everything that happened today, and I feel my world rapidly expanding. My sleep is comfortable and deep. Chapter 2! Yay! I mean, so technically, if we hadn't done the prologue, we could have done all the chapters in one part. Like, each chapter could be a part. But, that'd be pushing it. I don't want to make it like 2 fucking hours, so. There is a gem embedded in my chest. The horologium. It glows faintly like a heartbeat. This gem was placed inside me 2 years ago, but why? When? For what reason? I have no memory of anything from before I woke back then. Don't understand it. Okay, here's my confusion, though. So, now, having gone through this, so 2 years ago, he put the horologium in her chest, blah, blah, blah. But 6 years ago was when he wrote in the very prologue, and he's like, blah, 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 and it was 6 years later. Right? And now it's been, so, what the fuck was going on for those 4 years? We obviously weren't alive, but, this was, weird. That would make a really pretty fucking tattoo. I love this game so much I got a tattooed on my chest! Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. I have no memory. Okay, I don't understand it. But there is one thing I know for certain. The poison coursing through my body is being created by this gem. The poison that melts anything I touch. In my hatred for this gem, the source of the poison, I've tried many times to remove it or break it. But every time it caused me immense pain. Whatever it is, it's now part of my body and I can't function without it. And so the gem stays there, with a quiet beauty, but still hideous. Above all, I can't help but see its glow as proof that I am a monster. And it's actually, because obviously it's supposed to look like a rose, but it's heart-shaped, but I don't know if I really focus on the fact that the dead center one is 100% a heart. Because it's like a heart-shaped rose, and then it's got the 2 leaves, and then you just got the 2 little diamondy things on the the accents there. All right, shall we begin? At Victor's prompting, I gently touch a piece of metal placed on the desk. The poison from my body begins to eat away at the metal, causing it to smoke. We'd already repeated this experiment several times with different objects. This too, very interesting. On the first morning after arriving in St. Germain's mansion, Victor said that he wanted to examine me before breakfast. Victor and I are in his room. Lupin's there too. They're trying to examine my poison. Are you learning anything from this, Victor? Yes, this metal is called titanium. The alchemists of the Royal Society have refined it to a highly purified state. It's an amazing metal, stronger than steel and as resistant to corrosion as gold. Even so, can you explain that more simply? What he's saying is that there's nothing your poison can't melt, am I right? Yes. From my examinations, it seems that the horologium in your chest is the origin of a powerfully acidic substance. It likely has to do with the fact that the horologium is a pure crystal containing a vast amount of energy. Now, I began with a simple test. The poison is present in your blood and in your skin. The silver lining is that your hair is safe to touch. Victor's smile is somewhat grim since some of his equipment was destroyed in the tests while trying to examine me. Can the poison be contained? That is yet to be determined. But don't be sad, Spacey. We don't have a cure yet, but we do have clues. Clues? If it is capable of melting titanium, it would seem that the poison is impossible to contain. Victor stops and smiles. And yet your clothes haven't melted. Only after he points it out do I realize it. He's right. My clothing is able to contain the poison. That's why I've had to wear these clothes all this time. God, that's gotta suck. She gotta stink. Do you have several outfits like this in the mansion where you were living? I nod. The material doesn't appear to be all that special. That means that the fabric must have been soaked in some neutralizing agent that counteracts the poison in your skin. I see. Victor, I'd like to ask you for a favor. If you can figure out how it works, would you be able to make her new clothing? Why do I need new clothes? You stand out too much right now. We need to be as cautious as possible. Besides, those don't look very comfortable. Well, I can't say for sure, but I don't think that it's impossible to make new clothing for her. Spacey, there is one thing that the poison is incapable of melting. What's that? Your own body. You can touch yourself without harm, right? If you couldn't, you wouldn't even be alive. When you put it that way, you're right. Your body creates the poison, but it must create some kind of antibody that prevents you from melting yourself. This is only conjecture, but the agent in your clothing is likely based on that antibody. That leads me to believe that analyzing your blood will lead to an insight as to how your anti-poison mechanism works. It's probably going to take a lot of work to unravel this mystery, but it's all right. We'll make it happen. Victor, God, I love you. We're counting on you, Victor. Thank you. I'm sorry to cause so much trouble. It's no trouble. There's no need for apologies or for thanks. These are the terms for my staying here in this mansion. There is one more thing that I'd like to ask you. Jesus. What is it? I'll do anything I can to help. I'd like a pillowcase that doesn't melt. Oh, was there a problem last night? If I turn and put my face on the pillow, the bed might melt. I have to constantly stay on my back. I'm so nervous, it's hard to sleep. I can see why that would be tough. All right, it may take some time, but you can leave it to me. Sorry to keep adding things, but can you do something about eating utensils? She shouldn't have to use something different. Lupin, none of that bothers me, but this consideration for my feelings makes me happy. I see. Once we have an anti-poison fluid, we can use that as a varnish and... Right, I'll look into that as well. Bird, what are you doing? Are you stuck? What are you doing? Are you just playing or were you stuck? Sometimes his toenails get too long and it gets him stuck in his little bell. I think he's just playing with it because he'd be screaming otherwise, but he's just apparently wants to be a loud asshole. But anyway. Thank you, Victor. Victor smiles and nods in response. It's like having children that come bother you the second you get on the phone. You're like, what? I'm on the phone. Bird, I'm playing a game. He's like, me too. I'm playing be as loud as possible. By the way, Victor starts to say something, then falls silent in thought. Such a fucking asshole, my bird. What is it, Victor? No, it's nothing. Victor smiles weakly. He is clearly biting back something that he has to say. That's what I assume is happening. I'm curious about it, but the topic of conversation changes to something else. I never did find out what he was about to say just then. He was going to be like, you don't have a heartbeat. I think you're dead. Lord, bless this meal which we are about to receive. Please forgive us Please forgive us as this meal is consumed for us sinners, body and mind. All right, everyone, let's eat. Yeah, he's just happily bashing shit around. Oh god, it's so distracting. After Saint Germain's prayer, we begin breakfast. Lupin, Impey, Victor, Saint Germain, Spacey, and me. A 5-person, 1-dog meal. I stare at the scene, slightly shocked. What's the matter? Not hungry? This is Impey's special breakfast. Super tasty. Just as Impey says, our meal is a special sandwich he prepared himself. Impey thought this up too in consideration of my state until Victor was able to create special eating utensils for me. Oh, I was a bit surprised to see both you and Lupin praying along with Saint Germain, Impey. Oh, you think we don't seem the type? It's not that, but yes. They're just doing it to play along with me. They say they don't want to disturb my prayers. We're pretty much freeloading here, so hey, when in Rome, right? Lupin nods in agreement with what Impey said. A rare sight. Impey and I are hardly religious, but we have no business interfering with the customs and belief of other people. I see. This is unexpected. I thought Lupin and Impey were being very free-spirited with how they lived. But at the same time, they're considerate of other people's ways of life. That's where you should be. Look. We're not going to tell Saint Germain he can't pray, but that doesn't mean that we have to pray with him. We'll just be silent while he prays. You do your prayer thing. We're living in your house. You know, but otherwise keep it to yourself. Don't come knocking on my door telling me, like, asking me if I found Jesus. That's all I'm saying. Keep it to yourself. Keep your stabby Jesus to yourself. Because you know that's what it is. And then you get stabby and you're like, I asked you to keep it to yourself and you try to stab me? I mean, that's a little too much. That's going a little too far. Pushing it too far, Saint Germain, by trying to stab me. Oh, but we love him anyway, the stabby bastard. Oh, God. Wow. Anyway, by the way, what are you people going to do? I heard everyone's individual plans last night, but do you have a concrete plan as to how to actually achieve your goals? If so, I'd like to help. Her goals. You're like, oh, look, I'm just... Lupin wants to stop the terrorists. I think Impey is serious about the moon. Victor is in hiding from the government. Saint Germain is... weird. Saint Germain, why are you allowing us to stay here? I don't have any money. I'm hardly short on funds. I have only one reason for accepting you all here, and that is because it amuses me. It does? Back when I was beginning to bore of society, I encountered Lupin and Impey, who needed a place to stay in London. I saw them and had a gut feeling that they would lead me to something fun. Yes. That was when we were at that bar trying to figure out how to smuggle ourselves into the central government. This man suddenly comes over to our table and says, "Perhaps I may be of assistance." Isn't that kind of your fault for talking about something like that in public? Never underestimate the power of being confident. As long as you're not trying to hide, people will assume you're joking. But the Count took it seriously. When one is bored out of one's mind, one tends to be quick to notice things that might be of interest. I do like how Lupin just has like a giant fucking gear. Just like there. He's just, what is that? Is like his gear purse? Like, what is that? Like, I just notice it, like, look at that. When he turns the other way, you notice it more. Like, Impei has got, like, a wrenches and shit on his belt buckle, which is kind of fucking cool. But, like, Lupin's just got this giant fucking, like, hip gear. And it, like, sticks out. Is he carrying it? Like, what is he doing? What is it? I just now noticed this, but... Yup. So then he kept bugging us, asking us to let him in on our plans, swearing he wouldn't tell anyone. Finally gave in. Well, I'm used to having women come on strong to me, but it was the first time a well-dressed man did, so I was surprised. I've never seen a woman approach you, Impei. Not once in the whole time we've been hanging out. They do it when you're not looking, so don't miss the boat on this one, Miss Spacey. What is he talking about? Have the two of you known each other long? See? Wait. Look at that! Is it just decor? Or is he just like... It's just... But it sticks out when he turns the other way, so it's like... And I can't imagine that would... You're talking about my clothes not being comfortable. You have a fucking gear the size of your head on your hip. What the actual fuck, dude? Oh my god, is that his like walking stick? Is that like the top? Because he has like a little he has like a stick that he like swings at people. Is that it? Is that the top of it? Oh, you know, it never occurred to me. Hold on. I gotta look at the back of his card now. So oh, it is. It is. I just never realized. I mean, I just figured you never noticed it. I just never noticed the gears, and now, oh, okay. So that makes sense. We figured it out. Okay. I mean, I knew he had his little walking stick, but when he flips it to smack people, you don't see that part of it because that's facing down, and I just, you know, I got it. But I looked at the back of the card that came with the, and you can see he's kind of just like standing there like, I don't know, maybe it's strapped to his belt, and then he's just kind of holding it in place. I don't know, but that's, you know, whatever. Anyway, now we know what it is. I feel better about life. All right. That was going to drive me crazy. No, I mean, I was just seriously going to make fun of his fashion sense. No, not really, because hello, look at that. God, I wish men dressed like that for fucking, like, legit now. Yeah. I saw a man walking down the street like that. It'd be like, marry me. Sorry, I don't care. Like, just fucking marry me, because that's hot as shit. Steampunk, goddamn. Or even everything. Even without the gears. Although it is really interesting that his little brooch thing is actually a giant fucking key. That's kind of interesting. Fucking love that though. Love steampunk. No, but it just looks like a decorative thing, and you're like, that looks uncomfortable. You're talking about my clothes being uncomfortable. Anyway. Not really. We've only been together for the past year or so. Oh, together. Bromance. I love it. Something important was stolen from me. I came all the way to London chasing after the thief. He thought I stole it and attacked me. It was a battle of wits. I was one step ahead of him the whole time. Finally, he begged me to let him join up with me. Liar. You're the one who came crying to me, pleading for me to help you find your precious property. I know why Impei would want to work with you, but I don't quite see why you would want to work alongside him, Lupin. Oh, well, he said he would help me with my plans, too, so we decided to team up for a while. I regret that now, of course. What are you talking about? There's nothing to regret. I've been super useful to you. I see. I think I'm starting to see the entire picture, little by little. Every person has a history. Victor, I think it's time for us to hear your story. So you've been wrongfully accused. As the one providing you with shelter, I would like to know the details. Oh, me? In my case, I ran away from the government. Isaac's research has had an impact on even the world of alchemy. Due to his achievements, Britain advanced not only in the scientific fields, but in the study of alchemy as well. And having learned and cultivated so much as the head of the Royal Alchemists, what I know should never leave Britain. The government fears that my knowledge will be leaked to other nations. That's why they're trying to capture me. I see. Very interesting. But I don't understand why you felt the need to flee. As leader of a major government institution, you likely led a life of comfort and had access to the best research facilities. I can't speak about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, he rich on his own. Everyone has one or two secrets that they never wish to divulge. I'm fine with that. Though Victor's refusal to speak darkened the mood, Lupin easily lightens it. Of course he does, because he's fucking pretty and amazing. It's pretty amazing. Now that we know each other a little better, let's talk about the future. Spacey, you wish to meet Isaac, and my objective is to stop Isaac's plan. To accomplish either of those, we'll need to find Isaac's whereabouts. With that in mind, I think our best bet is to look for clues pointing to Isaac here in London. What do you all think? No objections here. I agree, with so many people here in London, this is probably the best place to look for anything. I have nothing against it either. I already agreed that I would help you with whatever you do. I'll do the best I can to assist you. I shall do all that I can as well to support you. Please don't hesitate to come to me for help. It's set then. Obviously, we're going to have to do all this while avoiding Twilight, who are after this young lady. I nod in reply. If I'm caught, it will create an opportunity for a global terrorist attack. I don't want to be involved in such a thing. Twilight, the Special Government Task Force. That's something that doesn't come up in conversation every day. Well, that's who we're up against. I hate to say it, but odds are that we're going to be bringing in some trouble around here. Very soon, nonetheless. Very fucking soon you're going to be bringing trouble in here, because this is where Van Helsing shows up. Woohoo! Don't worry about it. When I accepted you all into my home, I accepted that you may cause some problems. A daughter searching for a missing father, and a covert government force searching for her? It's so mysterious. Though the reasons why may be different, I feel that you and I are in a similar situation, Spacey. So, moving on to today's plans. The first thing I want to do is take you to see a doctor, Spacey. You do? Do you remember when I said that London has a great many doctors? I'll make sure you see an exceptional one. That's a good idea, but there are people after her, and it would seem that Twilight is already aware she's in London. They're no fools. There is a chance that they may have already alerted any doctors that you would wish to see her. Don't concern yourself with that. I'll take care of it. But... I said I'll take care of it. I look over at Victor. He had just examined me earlier this morning. What results could we possibly get by going to another doctor? That's a good idea. Though I have some medical training, I'm no doctor, just an alchemist. He did say he practiced medicine when we were in the streets. And then as soon as he gets us topless in the bedroom, it's like, I'm actually not a doctor. I just play one on TV. Like, what the fuck? Contradicting yourself there, Victor. But maybe... No, let's first hear what your doctor has to say. There are many things that I can't believe just yet. I try to ask what he's talking about, but Victor brushes me off with a smile. Oh yeah, so he noticed we didn't have a heartbeat, and he's like, let's just see if somebody else does it. Maybe I fucked up. The horologium is buried within my chest, and poison flows through my body. Could there be something else? Yet another problem with me? Whatever the case, following Lupin's plan, we head out to see the doctor in question. I see row after row of buildings standing alongside the city's outer wall. Lupin explained to me that the tallest building in all of London is actually here in Lower Town. Oh, it's so lively here. As Impey notes, the streets are jammed with people, even at this early hour. I was attacked in a part of town like this. The main thoroughfares are filled with people, and shopkeepers calling out to potential customers fill the air with sound. I swear I gotta wait for the text sometimes because I try to read and then I keep going and I'm like, that's not the end of the sentence. However, I also see suspicious people standing in the shadows, talking with one another in hushed tones. Perhaps my experiences yesterday have opened my eyes to things I wouldn't have noticed before. Saint Germain has remained at the mansion, while Lupin, Impey, and Victor accompany me on this excursion. I have to sneeze. That came out of nowhere. I swear to myself that I'll not lose them. Victor, is it all right for you to leave the mansion? You're a wanted man. Not so loud! Yes, but apparently we don't need to worry. Lupin says that they've given up on searching this area for me. Many of the people here in this district aren't registered citizens of London. They're pretty tolerant of criminals here. Looking here for any one person is a waste of time and money. The Yard is aware of that, so they don't search it thoroughly. What's the Yard? Officially, it's Scotland Yard. That's the name of London's police headquarters, so we call the police higher-ups the Yard. It's just funny that London police is Scotland Yard. That makes sense. There's, I'm sure, a history behind it, but it's just funny. I see. Victor nods in agreement. And it seems that the Yard's current attention is on the theft of some treasure from an influential lord. Thanks to that, I'm much freer to roam the streets than I was even yesterday. A lord's treasure, eh? Was that your doing, Lupin? Unfortunately not. It seems there's someone in London pretending to be a phantom thief, despite my presence here. He's more thug than burglar, though. I can't believe he's getting more attention than me with such crude methods. Yes, because this is Delhi. Hey, don't start getting all weird and competitive. Besides, isn't a thief supposed to try to avoid police attention? While we're talking, Lupin comes to a stop. Is it around here? The street address is, yes. I'm sure there's something you're not telling us if you put it like that. The going gets a little rough from here. It's a bit of a climb, you see. Lupin points ahead to the rooftops of a line of buildings along the outer wall. The buildings are 40 to 50 meters tall. For a while, we have to scale a rickety, bare staircase to climb up the buildings. Finally, we reach the top. The cityscape here is completely different from down on the streets. This area is a lot less lively. It's quieter, and there are fewer people going to and fro. Why aren't any of you out of breath after all those stairs? A gentleman thief must have strong legs. I make sure to stay in peak condition. No, I guess I was just born this way. I'm a physical and mental prodigy, and now we know he's a vampire, so he obviously has way better physical strength. Should I be gasping for air like you? Well, wow! You people! Why on earth would any doctor be up here? Because I'm quite selective about my customers. No one would think to find a clinic in such a remote location. We turn toward the voice from behind us and see a middle-aged woman in a white coat. Well, well, isn't this a big group? And do I see a familiar face? What are you doing here, Lupin? Hello, Doctor. I'm honored to see you again. There's someone who needs a checkup, and we don't care to leave a paper trail. So I'm your neighborhood black market sawbones, is that it? I decide who I see. Is it the beanpole having an asthma attack? Poor Lupin. Poor Victor. No, not me. Why don't you want anyone to know about your clinic here? It's because I'm too good. If people find me, I'll be bombarded with patients, and I'll never get to go home to sleep. I became a doctor to help those I want to save, and I will save only the people I want to save. I wish they had made a CG for her, because I just feel like I think we could be friends. She's like awesome. She's like, look, I'm not saving everybody. I'll save who I want to save, motherfuckers, and then I'm going out of bed. 9 to 5, bitches. 9 to 5. And I was like, now why you become a doctor? You become a doctor to save lives, and you realize that your life is, that's pretty much it. Like, you're on call 24/7. You don't get a 9 to 5. Like she's so like, nah, I'm making this shit a 9 to 5. It's great. Whoa, talk about your awful bedside manners. Is this girl the patient then? Yes, it's me. How did you know? I know Lupin and the long-haired one well enough. You can't kill him if you tried. And if it's not that other kid, it's you. Hurry up and follow me. I can't do anything for you out here. Alright, let's get started. First, I'll examine your body and ask you some questions. Get your clothes off. Huh? Is deafness one of your symptoms? I said take them off. All of them. Yes? Look how he hits him. Ow! Damn it, Lupin! Outside, now. Lupin drags Impey out of the room. As Victor is about to leave, he looks back at me with a worried expression. What's the matter? It's nothing. I'll see you later. Now that the menfolk are gone, take your clothes off and tell me what's bothering you. While I undress, I tell her about the poison and how I'm seized with pain when I try to do something to the horologium. The gem on my naked chest pulses with light like a heartbeat. Oh, this is amazing. I've seen some terrible things stuck in a human body, but this is the most beautiful of them. I wonder how it was done to get the pattern of gem and skin so artfully. Aren't you going to take your shoes off? I don't want to burn a hole in the floor. I see. She takes out a stethoscope and is about to press it against my body, then pauses. I want you to hold up the thinnest layer of clothes you have, so I can examine you against the cloth. I nod and hold my clothing against my chest. The doctor presses the stethoscope against me. What's wrong? Cover your wrist now? Why? Just hurry up and do it. I follow her instructions and she grabs my wrist. After just a few seconds, she lets go. Checkup's over. Put your clothes back on. Already? Did you find anything out? More like the opposite. I'm sorry? Get dressed and bring your friends in. I'll tell you all at once. I call Lupin and the others in, and the doctor gives me a quick look. Simply put, my girl, I can't treat you. No doctor in Britain will be able to treat your condition. But why? Is her poison that difficult to get rid of? Tell us everything. In all honesty, I can't tell you anything, because I don't understand it. What's wrong with me? I wish you could tell me. What is wrong with you? I've never seen a patient who walked in here without a heartbeat. My heart isn't beating? I'd never given it any thought. While everyone is silent in shock, Victor speaks up. That's right. Your heart isn't moving. It's impossible for a human body, but... Oh, so you knew about it, boy. Why'd you bother bringing her here then? I noticed it immediately when I examined her, but I wanted another professional opinion. I wasn't sure if I should have told her about it or not. So you understand why I won't continue the examination. You tell her then. Victor nods carefully. Victor, what is it? Spacey, your heart isn't moving. Or perhaps your heart has been removed from your body altogether. You should be dead. It's impossible, but here you are, very much alive. You have a special power that goes beyond medical science, and it seems you're using it as a life force. It's likely that the horologium is there to act as a replacement heart. You must never try to harm it, and don't let anyone else try to take it from you. I don't know about this horologium business, but I'm not going to mess around with a body who defies all known medicine. I nod and look around at the others, flustered. Aww, they all look so sad. It breaks my heart. I want all three of them in front of me with those sad faces so I can just weep for my heartless body. Hold on. The TV's just really loud. What am I? What happened to me in the past? No one can answer my questions. It's okay. It'll be okay. I don't have a heart. It's as if I really am a monster. I understand. Thank you for examining me. My voice had fallen to a sullen monotone. I don't know whether it was because I now know how hard it would be to treat the poison, or because I was literally heartless. Even after we return to the lively street, my mind is elsewhere. The more I try to find out about myself and my affliction, the less I understand. Am I going to be like this forever? Thoughts like this grow stronger within me. Hey, come on now. Don't be so sad, Miss Spacey. We know that we don't know what's going on, so we don't know something, right? So we do know something, right? I suppose that's true. Impey's right. I believe your poison is more an alchemical problem than a medical one. If that's so, then I'm just the man to save you. I'll look at all the possibilities, and I promise we'll do something about it. Thank you. Yeah, But he doesn't when we fall in love with anybody else. Oh, you can create a serum so that we can touch other people when it's you. Oh, but you gotta save that for yourself. Nobody else can have it. I mean, seriously. Come on. I know it's my fault that we're so depressed, but I can't bring myself to cheer up. Suddenly, Lupin, who had been walking ahead of us, stops. All right, I've made up my mind. Spacey, I'm taking you someplace nice right now. Someplace nice? Like where? A nice place, of course. We need to take our minds off things. Impey and Victor shrug, not knowing what he's talking about. When I see Lupin smile, I can't help but nod. All right, let's go, Lupin. As Lupin ignores our inquiries about where he's leading us, we gradually make our way from the center of town. It's already been a while since we passed through the poor areas. Really, where is he taking us? Are you tired of walking yet? We're almost there. Just as Lupin says this, I hear a horse neigh. I look around and my eyes are drawn to horse-drawn carriages and automobiles. The women and men riding them are dressed stylishly in beautiful dresses and fancy suits. What lies beyond here? We continue walking even further and pass through yet another section. Suddenly, we arrive at a place with lots of people. Two fierce-looking men at the entryway watch people going in and out. Oh, so that's where you're taking her. Well, I suppose this is the perfect place to take our minds off of things. Lupin, are you sure this is an appropriate venue for someone like her? What could it be? The other two seem to know where we are. There's ladies here. I'm a lady. Don't be so uptight. We have some extra cash since we didn't have to pay the doctor. Let's cheer up and have some fun. Fun? There, Miss Spacey. You'll understand once you're inside. Once we're inside, it's the nicest place you could ever go. Lupin nods and leads the way in. Welcome, Viscount Brightman. We hope you enjoy your stay today. Very good, thank you. Viscount Brightman? It's one of Lupin's aliases. He's got so many names, he changes who he is depending on where he goes. That's understandable, I suppose. These are my wife and servants. We thought they deserved a break, so we've given them some money. Allow them in. As you wish, Viscount Brightman. So we're servants now. I don't know how he's able to keep all his stories straight. He's like an engineer, but all he makes is lies. He is very reliable, though. I'm not surprised that he's never been caught. So, what is this place? Stop lollygagging, servants. Do keep up. Yeah, coming, master. You'll find out soon enough. Let's go, Spacey. Lady Brightman. I start walking along with Victor. However, this place is intimidating. The people around us are talking and having a good time. Am I good enough to be in a place like this? Why are you being so shy, mademoiselle? You're the most beautiful person here. Oh, most beautiful person, not just the most beautiful woman. You're saying I'm more beautiful than you? Lady. Until Van Helsing shows up, then we'll have to drop down to number 2. Because I mean, God. Lupin suddenly appears before me and smiles into my eyes. Would you grant me the honor of escorting you? Lupin, is that a yes? Then let's go. All right, thank you. But really, what kind of a place is this? Someone fucking tell me! You haven't figured it out yet? Well, madam, allow me the honor of enlightening you. Impey, you don't sound like yourself when you talk like that. Why does Lupin get to talk all posh, but not me? It's just not your style. You're more of a down-to-earth, funny character, not a charming one. Ouch! It really hurts, especially because you really mean it. Pay no attention to the idiot, people. This place is known as a casino. It's where you go to win money. Most people lose money usually. Simply put, you wager money on games of chance and get more money if you win. Win and you're rich, lose and you're poor. I think I get it. But why would a place like this be in a place like this? Oh, but why would a place like that be in a place like this? Oh, that's because they're going to start holding large-scale auctions and betting on airship races here, Miss Spacey. Right here? It's like an annual festival. Everyone in London knows about it. Yep, the whole thing is run by the London firm, the massive criminal group, and it's an open secret that this place is here. So, since they have this huge place anyway, they decided to set it up as a gambling hall before the event. That's right. The government turns a blind eye to it since it ends up bringing in so much money to London. Yeah, this might actually be the safest place for us to hide from scrutiny. Look, the people here have come from all across Britain to use their money to alleviate their ennui. Ennui? Ennui. Anyway, whatever. Well-dressed people come and go while we're talking. It's showtime. I can hear this casino's money crying out to me. Help me, Arsène. I belong with you. Lupin seems really excited about this, and he's so fucking gorgeous. First, we go to the cashier's counter to change out money into casino chips. Then we divide them among ourselves. I'm not sure how much it's worth, but by the way Victor's face twitches, I figure that it's probably a lot of money. All right then, why don't we all go do what we want from here? That's fine. What are you going to do, Spacey? We really shouldn't leave you alone. Come along with one of us. Yay! We finally get to choose Lupin! It's like, wait. Oh god, yay! So obviously we choose, I'm going to go with Lupin. Lupin, can I come with you? Of course. That would actually work best. I'd like to be close by so I can keep an eye on you. What? I want to keep my eyes on her too! Impey, you and Lupin use the same words, but I feel like you have very different meanings. I love Victor. We tell Impey and Victor that we'll meet them at the entrance later and start walking around the casino together. Oh! Yay! Let's get started. Yes, let's. What? No. Lupin takes me to a table where they're playing a card game called Blackjack. The dealer passes out cards, and whoever gets closer to 21 without going over wins. However, if you go over 21, you lose. This seems to be the point of the game. I hear that it's quite popular in America, but it hasn't truly caught on in Britain. I've developed 2 completely foolproof ways to win at this game. I'll let you be the big winner today. Lupin and I stand in front of a table, and he smiles daringly. Time to play. Oh my god. And it's cards, but I'm like, yes? Oh, cards, right. No, okay, sure. He says this as seriously as a declaration of war, but we are constantly going back and forth between winning and losing. Our pile of chips is diminishing, but Lupin never loses his calm demeanor. Would you like to the dealer. Would you like to continue? Yes, of course. I promised my wife here that we'd win big, and I always keep my promises. We're going all in on this hand. Very good, sir. That's right. We're going all in. People start to gather around us, hearing Lupin's commotion. The well-dressed people around us gasp when they see Lupin slide the pile of chips forward. The amount of money we're betting is probably a huge sum. I unknowingly inhale sharply. Maybe this is actually a huge risk. The dealer passes out the cards. I'm stressed thinking about it. I'm like, we're going all in. Oh my god, we're gonna lose all of our money. The game you'd think that it would let us win, like, yes! You know, like, because of course Lupin is fucking Lupin. But at the same time, I'm like, nervous. Like, I have a pair of 8s. The dealer flips over one of his cards. He shows another 8. I follow Lupin's advice and decide to stay, not taking any more cards. Probably a good bet there. The dealer's face is serious while he flips over his other card. It's a 7. The dealer can't win unless he has more than me, so he has to continue drawing until he has at least 17. The dealer draws another card. The last 8. The dealer's hand adds up to 25, which means... Fantastic! You win, Spacey. The dealer places a mountain of chips in front of us, and the people around us clap and cheer. I don't really understand what just happened, but it still felt pretty good. I know, I'm so excited for us. We're having a feast tonight. Wow, how did we do that? Did you cheat somehow? Hey, don't be rude. Games of chance are no fun if you break the rules. I don't cheat, I just count. Count what? The cards. I memorized which ones had been played. In blackjack, you don't shuffle again until the whole deck is used. I knew he was going to be a card counter. Card counting. A technique used in blackjack in which a player tracks the cards that have been passed out in order to determine the remaining cards. And that takes a lot of brain power if you think about it like... Shit. Wait, hold on! You consult my notebook to be able to keep that in your head and not like look like you're concentrating. Come on. So, if you can keep track of which cards have already been played, you can figure out what's coming next. It's still fun. Are you saying that you remembered which cards showed up the whole time we were playing? Pretty much. Didn't I tell you? I always get what I want. My chances of failing are always 0. As Lupin says this with a laugh, I can't help but be dazzled by him. He seems to be shining in the light. A little bit later, we all meet up again. No. Lupin, I just want to stare at your I just want to stare at you. Sweetie, just eyes. Look at me. Just stare at you for days. Lupin was a big winner and was told not to come back by the people running the casino. Victor spent his time peacefully observing his surroundings. And Impey said that he ran for his life and was almost drowned in the Thames by the security guards. I may have gone a bit overboard with the winning, but it did give you a break for a change, didn't it, Spacey? Yes, I've seen so many things for the first time, and it was fun. Everyone smiles at my words. Knowing that they're concerned about me makes me feel bad, but a bit happy as well. Oh, God. I feel like I'll be able to get along well with these men. Oh, I hate this. We were just about to get to the fucking Van Helsing part, and we're not going to be able to do that into the next part. We're going over an hour. I am actually going to stop this because I know what's coming. I'm not sure if it's in the next couple of lines but I don't want to start until it's at least the next couple of clicks away. So I don't want to get into that. I really did. I was really hoping we could get into the Van Helsing, but we're going to have to meet him in the next part, which just breaks my little heart. But it's okay. This part, the first part we met, we met Lupin and Impey and Victor, and then this part we met, the second part we met Victor, right? And this is the third part, right? Yeah, and then we met Saint Germain. So the fourth part we'll meet Van Helsing and round out our group. So technically that kind of works out, right? I think. Something like that. Anyway, I don't remember who we met. I don't remember when we met Victor. I mean, I do. I just don't remember what part it was in. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. We will see Van Helsing in the next part, and I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.